I did some really fun stuff when I was younger. I just flew a guy's private helicopter around. He used to find and recover World War II aircraft. So there's over 600 World War II aircraft still in New Guinea that haven't really been re-looked at, you know. And so he was working with a historian up there, and he'd been doing it for a few years, but he'd bought his own helicopter. He's sick of paying for it, so he bought his own. He was an entrepreneur out of Victoria, and he would find these relics. And he was at Wangaratta there, and he had a full big hangar, and they used to bring parts back from New Guinea, and they'd remake these aircraft.
Right.
Yeah,
Has that been documented?
Yeah, unbelievable. So he would remake everything, and certified to flying.
What?
Yeah, and then he would sell them around the world.
No.
Yeah. So he had his own Kitty Hawk that he used to kick around in. I don't know if you know what a Kitty Hawk is, but that's one big single engine fighter built in Australia, and fast.
Yeah.
Like it would do 300 or 400 knots, you know. So, but he brought that out in New Guinea, rebuilt it, used to fly it around, used to do air shows in it. He didn't even have a license himself. He was he was a bushie. And people would say, because he'd do all these tricks in it, and people would, these Americans would come over from the Oshkosh air show and say, "Oh, we don't believe you can do all this stuff in this plane." And he'd go out and show them how to do it, and they're like, "Oh, you better come over to Oshkosh and do it." So he'd go over there and fly the Kitty Hawk and do things over there. So, but he was quite an eccentric kind of guy. But I would fly him around, and we would work with a historian, and we would go into these. We would identify the area, land at a local village, and then I can speak pretty good Tuk Pisin, so I would negotiate with the people, say, ask them about the Balus Belong wartime, which is the plane of the wartime, you know, Balus being plane, and they say, yeah, we know where it is, and quite often it'd be like a walk through the jungle, so we'd for 3 or 4 days from the village, so we'd say, oh, well, if we bring you back some supplies, would you cut a little pad in there so we can get a fire going, so we can just fly straight to it, because we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so, sure enough, they'd take a team of village people out and cut a big pad for us, have a fire going ready for us. We'd land in there, and sure enough, there it was.
Yeah.
Some Balus on wartime. They're sitting in the bush there, and some of them, like I found 7 aircraft with him. It was that one particular. It was what was it, a A-20, which is it's kind of like a small bomber fighter. Had a little turret gun in the back, and American plane. And it was there. One wing was off it. The rest of it was intact. Unbelievable. And we were
finding bodies and things as well.
No, we didn't find any. But he was after specific planes. P-38s and A-20s is what he wanted, because obviously there was a market there, and they're pretty rare. And we found a Japanese Zero, fully turned upside down, landing gear out, all intact. And he's like, "No, I don't want it." You know. It was there, sitting in the jungle, it's an amazing place, and to go on, that was like pure adventure.
Yeah,
pure adventure, and just to fly this guy around.